Hello, YouTube and X. It's your main man, BTM here, bringing you back to the BTM Crypto News Network. And today we're talking about what is the big announcement that is coming to Zebec or, or Zebec or ZBCN or Zebec. So let me know what you guys think about that as well. But this is just for an update, right? I'm not sure what the big announcement is, but I think there's going to be a big announcement coming from the cans tonight or the meeting they're having. Some people say they might be passing out the carbon cards or making that update to the actual cards themselves or passing out the cards. There's speculation that's why this guy Martin was upset with the uh, company group organization. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think is possibly happening this evening or what the major announcement would be. I don't have the announcement. I was just trying to see if you guys saw or heard anything, or if you guys have any updates about the big announcement, or maybe what they're going to even talk about or mention. Do you think it is a partnership with Ripple? If it's an announcement with Ripple, or any information pertaining to a Zebec and whatever's happening at the CANS crypto summit. So let me know in the comments if you do have, or if there is any information concerning the big meeting tonight or the actual updates from CANS, or if anybody is attending CANS, let us know and let me know in the comments. So I guess we will start screen sharing and go through X. I was on the Telegram. I thought Telegram would have announced something, or whatever it is. They're keeping it really quiet. So this kind of, I guess, good on one hand or not good. But I don't know what you guys thinking, what it possibly could be, or what you think uh, would be part of the solution for what's going on. But let's see here. So this is ZBN, Zebec Crypto Money Invest. So the Riviera Nights Sunset Cocktail Hour by Zebec and Coin Telegram, which would be a good place to make an announcement because Coin Telegram would run straight back to their site and post it. Plus, the Zebec would post it. So I'm kind of interested to see if any of you guys are actually going or going to be there, or if you guys have access to see. But I'm definitely sure something's going down. This is Zebec will launch the physical version of the Zebec Carbon Card to a highly selective group representing all major verticals who wear three dress to impress for a night that will forever leave its mark on the non-consent history of the crypto industry. So that's interesting. This is the Zebec, the bull flag, the double bottom. I think I do have that video. We'll check it out later. Our crypto talk, large cap. Let me see this guy here. Crypto. I just want to get a picture of this. RWA's token. See, RWA Um, large caps, mid cap is Zebec. I think this is Quant, Hondo, Chainlink. I'm not familiar with just the rest of these logos. Actually, it's right here. I'm tripping. So Chainlink, Algo, Quant, Vet, and Ingest, Track, AL, AXT, Zebec, IOTA, XDC, and Spindle, Prop, PC, Rio, Props, KN, S Pool, and WELV. Wait, WELF, actually. So that's pretty cool. Moving forward, go back to the Twitter X page. So this is Welcome Crypto Heads. Let me see. Let me see where we're at. Welcome new crypto heads. Join and save 20% off daily TA. That's a commercial. One question regarding digital assets. VO1 SHX number 2 and Zebec number 3. So this is the depth of Zebec is actually hard to fathom. It's easy for people to discredit this because of how massive the revolutionary tech is. Don't forget while we're here, advisors, partners, investors, products. This is a legitimate operating company. A large chunk, a large chunk of just making a posting real quick. Give me 1 second. What the heck? What the So this is, oh no, dang it. Why does it always happen? But yeah, so let me know what you guys think could possibly be what the part of the announcement this evening. Finally. Okay. The large chunk happening on ZBEC. Are you aware payroll retirement funds make up 30% of the 37% of the stock market? I did not know that. I'd like to know stats of how much the global economy comes from employees, aka payroll. I'd imagine a large percent. And you are right, sir. I would say if 30%, if it's 30% of the stock market, at least 40% are coming from payroll, right? Most of the stuff comes from payroll. I would say the number was high, but I'm just going to keep that kind of optimistic there. The future of payroll with Nibby of WorldPay. Just make a wish and you'd believe it will come true. Zebec will be and is the future of payroll. Let's watch this little video. We started back over. See what's going on here. It's actually pretty cool. Yeah, the Zebec team always comes with very uh, innovative um, pictures and users and information. What up, Silver Days? What's going on, brother? Uh, Zebec baby. Smash the like and subscribe. Please smash the like and subscribe. And also, do you guys know anybody here? What do you think the announcement is going to be? I was talking about that earlier, so just wanted to recap. Appreciate the shout out. Do your own research, like Dr. Martin said. The world is going multi chain. A lot of smaller minded individuals think one of their cryptos can be successful. This isn't the case. I could probably give you 10 to 20 different coins that will have significant gains. I'm biased towards Zebec. Zebec and think it will create the best return in the next year or two. Yes, I do think there are a couple that will be extremely close. If you don't have conviction in your investment, then you are no business being invested. Money is your time. And if you're putting time on the line for something you're not convinced about, well, that may be foolish. XRP pushed through the FUD for the last half decade. It has settled up to be a powerhouse. You think the only one that will do that? Ethereum has FUD, Bitcoin has FUD. There'll always be naysayers and negative Nellies. Don't let them talk you out of your convictions. If they prove your convictions to be wrong, then so be it, accept it. But until the end, it's all talk. And even if they did prove me wrong, bro, if I'm in it, I'm in it. I don't care what nobody says, right? You're not going to talk me out because that's the thing. A lot of people are listening to FUD sell and then wonder why you sell and then mad at everybody else because you sold. No, it was your personal choice to sell. Don't be mad at someone else because you sold, right? Just continue to do your own research, right? Understand what you're investing in and understand what your crypto does or can do, right? If you did the research, you know what it does. So somebody can't tell you, like people are talking about this guy, uh, Martin might have heard something. Okay, just think about it. If the Zebec team told him something that was negative, and he's a YouTube content creator, why would he tell us, right? Why would he hold it back? That doesn't even make sense. It couldn't be so negative that he couldn't tell anybody. That doesn't make any sense. And secondly, if he was upset, you best believe the first thing they would do would run and tell everybody, right? Why would he be protecting the guys that made him angry? So I don't think he heard anything or they told him anything negative. I think he wanted to be the main content creator, and they was like, no, we're holding out for BTM. We're waiting for BTM to contact us. And that infuriated him. So then he came back and said he was out. But then he said he didn't even invest in the project anyway. So I don't know. I don't know what to believe. And at this point, I don't even care. Right? What does it matter to me? I'm minding my own business and trying to wait it out to see what happens this evening. Zebec and Casper are my retirement plan. I'm holding both for 10 years, then retire. Well, I'm hoping it pops before 10 years. But yeah, it's definitely one of my investment strategies. I would hope something pops before 10, but if it's 10, it is. I'm glad I got in early and be able to make money on the process. Oh man, I was trying to start the video.
Some of these fudsters, I mean, that are throwing out something. Well, what if they don't show up, or Zebec the scam, or I don't really like those Zebec top brass. I didn't get a good rosy face. They don't care. They don't care. And guess what? They probably don't care about us either. But who cares? We're in this to make money. That's why we here. So I love that blue collar crypto is connecting dots, because that's where our energy need to be spent, connecting these unseen dots. There are a lot of people out there maybe just listening to the FUD. Let's remember, Zebec has a lot of holders, guys. This very minuscule FUD out here when you compare to the people who are bullish on Zebec. So I say, let them talk, guys. I'm not expending no energy, no more energy on that, because we.
So shout out to Mr. Foresight, and he's right, right? We're in it to win it, bro. We ain't new to this. We are true to this. I don't care what anybody says about ZBEC. And at this point, it doesn't matter anyway. I'm deep in, and I'm going to continue to DCA in. because I did my own research and I believe in the project. If Zebec does anything that they say they can do, or they say that they're gonna do, we're fine, right? There's no problems here, right? There's nothing that can happen that throws us off track. Yeah, Zebec to a dollar main. Uh, Yo Cinco. Yes. Why go gaming? Zebec to a dollar. Uh, Blue collar is the man. Okay. Yo, what up, D Ray? What up, Crypto Clay? What up, Bugatti? Messing somebody. Dang it, somebody just. Oh yeah, what up, Silver Days? What's going on, partner? What up, fam? Shout out to all the ZBIC holders. And at this point, I mean, if you've done your research, like somebody had claimed, of which this guy had a good, Mr. Foresight had a good rebuttal. Somebody was saying, maybe it wasn't him. I was listening to a YouTuber yesterday. So somebody was saying that they're putting a lot of partners on their site. And what if they were just putting them on the site and they don't have partnerships? So let's break that down. Why would they put people or companies like JP Morgan and large banks on their site if they weren't partners, right? Why would you make up partnerships? And somebody also said yesterday, right, they would sue them. And somebody's like, companies that big wouldn't take time to sue them. First off, if you put your their name on your site and there's no partnership, there's a whole division of people waiting for someone to do this so they can sue you or send you a cease and desist letter to take it down, right? So if they are adding groups or companies to their website, I'm pretty sure they do something with them, right? It's nothing for JP Morgan to send you a cease and desist letter, right? It's nothing for what is that? Circle or XRP or any of these major companies to send you a cease and desist letter, right? It's nothing. It doesn't even require any, you know how many letters they're probably sending out every day? And if there was a problem, they would have contacted Zebec a long time ago and told them, rumor that Trump's buying Zebec. Uh-oh. Um, yeah, if there's a problem, they would have came off that site so fast, it would make your head spin, right? So I don't know what these guys are talking about. What Yazid? I say this name wrong all the time. Crypto Clay, I heard an interview today with JPM and Zebec today. Dude's tripping. I know he's tripping, but that's what I'm saying. You know how easy it would be for JP Morgan to find anything on the web that has their name on it, right? I'm pretty sure they're running scripts 24 hours a day looking for this. And why would they just randomly throw up different banks, right? I could see smaller companies, but banks have whole divisions of people waiting for you to do something that so they can sue you, right? That's how these guys get paid. So these guys are going to find out quick. So I don't know why people think Zebec would be fudding people or companies and just throwing their name on different websites. Like that ain't make any sense. And a lot of this FUD doesn't make any sense. I think people are upset about something and they're using misplaced anger on Zebec. Like what did Zebec do to you guys anyway, right? And Clay, what is this interview you heard? What are you talking? What do you mean? Interview with JPM and Zebec. Where was that interview? So I would definitely want to play that or find it at least. We are part of something special. Let Zebec Network to the top 5 cryptocurrencies, and all we need to do is keep sharing. Zebec Network on top as usual. Get in before $1. Zebec soon to be a top 5 crypto. I think so too. I want to rob a bank to buy Zebec. Bro, you don't want to rob a bank. What if you get caught and then you don't have any Zebec? just DCA in, bro. Be patient. Be patient. We will have time to get this money. Just invest what you got and continue to DCA in. I mean, you could put $5, $10, $15 in every day, right? Versus you robbing a bank and you get caught and now you can't even reinvest, right? I think, keep rolling. And as long as you're in already, right, you got time to accumulate. I don't think it's going to go to $50 tomorrow. So you'll still be able to make money. So don't wig out. Don't do anything illegal. Don't do anything life changing, right? If you're trying to get to life changing money, you just got to be patient. Ever looked up digital payment currencies being integrated into real world legacy transactions, payment systems, and see what you get? I'll post 8 blockchain integrations listed if interested. If not, just skip to section 3. Don't be shaken out, be patient. And yes, guys, just be patient, man. Don't have these guys fudge you out of what you already understand or get you going down the wrong track. So what is this he used? Okay, I don't think Anchorage Digital would come to see if it was shady or as they make it out to be. I saw on their website. Love this project. Time is all we got. Definitely. Zebec will eventually hit 1 cent. Only a matter of time. Uh, it was on maximum and Black Groove. What is Black Groove? Everybody's talking about. I gotta find Black Groove, man. Facts. You're right. I don't think Anchorage Digital would custody the asset. Stupid smartphone. Yeah, no worries. And you're right. It's too much involved, guys. People are not going to. A lot of these larger crypto companies are running scans, right? They run audits before they even start talking about this stuff. They're not going to get caught with a banana in the tailpipe or a fly by night cryptocurrency that's going to get them caught up, right? After the whole FTX fiasco, people are very cautious, especially bigger banks and bigger investment companies, right? These guys are doing audits. They're not just randomly picking up cryptos anymore. And like we see it, a lot of these cryptos are going to go away anyway. This bull cycle, this regulation comes, a lot of these scammers are finally going to get pushed out of crypto. And that's when we're going to see large scale adoption. So the weird thing is why is the question not here? Why don't we start with the answer? A lot of happenings in the intersection of digital payments, currencies, and legacy financial infrastructure has broken down the key areas of exploring, especially if you want to position yourself as someone bridging traditional finance and Web3, blockchain integration into legacy payment rails. Visa, MasterCard, Stripe, PayPal are integrating crypto settlement and custody options. Partnerships, blockchains with Ethereum, Solana, Polygon to facilitate faster cross-border and merchant payments. Tokenized fiat, USDC, and EURC are now settling among card transactions. You said skip to 3. Let's go to section 3. Stablecoins as payment infrastructure, USDC and USDT are used by fintechs, payroll systems, gig platforms, and even governments for near instant value transfer. Stablecoin APIs allow companies to build programmable payouts, escrows, and real-time billing. Use case and payroll like Zebec, supply chains, treasury operations, and intercompany payments. That's interesting. This is back to the question, hours away from greatness. Gearing up for incredible evening tomorrow, which is today. Our guest and partners at Ethereum CC, so it's Ethereum conference in Cannes, France, co-hosted by Cointelegram. Details are exclusive to confirmed attendees. Can't wait to see you there. Yeah, kind of very interested to see. But if you're going to make a big announcement, that would be a great company, right? You would have somebody that would be able to get the information out. And Cointelegram is the one of the biggest news outlets for crypto, right? So if they were there, just trying to see if there's any news real quick. Googling, and there is no updates on Cointelegram about Zebec. So whatever it is, these guys are really tight-lipped about it, which is a good thing, right? If you want to time it out perfectly, can't have any leaks before you get the word out. The thing is, people are giving these fudders exactly what they want. They spread FUD just to crash the price, then jump in and buy right after you panic sell, and folks keep falling for it. It's 10:30 at night now in France, so if they had an announcement, it would have been announced. I don't think there is one. I was wondering what time it was. So I guess the 7:30 meeting, 7 o'clock meeting. So if it already happened, nobody was there? Nobody saw it? Nobody posted anything? Even if these guys just showed up and did high fives. There is nothing nowhere, right? No updates, no meeting recap, no pictures, no screenshots. What the freak is going on? Exclusive to confirmed attendees of Martin Lucas wanted to live stream. They told him £2 and got they told him £2 and he got butthurt. That's what I was thinking. I'm pretty sure they told whatever happened, they told him something he didn't want to hear, right? I don't think it was an insider because I was thinking that too, right? So people were like, maybe he found out something. If he found out something, right? He got his feelings hurt. Don't you think he would have announced it? He would have had a freaking 20 he would have had a 24-hour live um talking about it, right? So whatever happened, I think Crypto Clay is right. He wanted to, but I said that earlier, he wanted to be the live streamer or an exclusive. I'm telling you, he wanted to be the exclusive content person for a Zebec. And it was like, nah, dude, we cool, but we don't even like your songs. And he was like, oh, I thought my songs were great. And they're like, no, I mean, it's cool and all, but it's mid at best. He was like, mid at best. I was trying to win an Oscar. Was it a Grammy? Is it a Grammy? Yeah, I thought I would be nominated for a Grammy. I was like, sit down somewhere, bro. And he was like, oh man, because of that, I'm going to the web and I'm going to expose you guys for everything. And I was like, you don't have anything to expose. And I was like, no, no, but I'm exposing you. And I was like, no, you really don't have anything to expose. And it was like, no, but I'm going to tell everybody something. I was like, go ahead. Who's going to listen to you anyway? We don't even like your songs. So I don't know. But it's going to be very interesting to see what does come within the next couple of days. I got fudded out of XCN by a big YouTube. He later apologized and said he mixed it up with another project. Price shot back up and I missed out. Bro, another feeling. I almost got flooded out of XRP when they went to trial. But I was telling my friend, it was like 10 cents or something. I was like, I might as well buy just a small, right? Just a small bag in case. And then the trial went on and the price went down further. So I was like, man, let me just grab some and hold on. And I'm so glad I did. I wish I would have got more, but I got flooded out of, almost got flooded out of XRP. Almost got flooded out of Casper, but I got too much Casper stuff, too much Casper merch when the whole thing was going on. And these guys were saying uh, the developer shy ruined the project. I was like, that's a good time to buy, right? Anytime things go down and something I believe in, I buy, right? I'm not going to spread FUD. Only thing I spreaded FUD about was Hoppy. And it wasn't FUD. I was just warning people. Some of these guys are lying to you. Some of these big time YouTubers are like, I'm living in the basement. I'm trying to save my money. Bro, I got a whole family and a job. You living in a basement, you telling people you're living in a basement at your parents' house. Of course, you can afford thousands of dollars in crypto. You ain't even paying no bills. But as for the rest of us that are paying bills and buying crypto and living and eating everyday expenses, be careful who you listen to, right? Like there's a lot of stuff that's happening behind the scenes that these guys aren't telling you, right? Like I've talked to different influencers that was like, we want to pump and dump these coins. I was like, I'm okay, bro. I'm not gonna pump and dump something just to create revenue, right? I'm gonna hold like the rest of these guys. And if we get rich, we get rich. If not, hey, I've been broke before, guys. It's not nothing new. It's not a life changing issue where I'm gonna do something drastic, right? Just gonna start over and keep pushing. And that was the main reason I started the channel because I wanted to help people, right? I wanted people to understand what they're buying and what they are getting into and try to help you with the research. That's why I play a lot of videos because I want people to have different views of what's going on, right? It's like the news, right? The news doesn't tell you one thing, they're going to tell you everything they know and hear about the certain thing, right? So you can make an educated decision about what's going on. Hall's balls, what's going on? What up, Crypto Clay, Silver Days in the house? Let's go. But yeah, I want to gather the information so we can spread it so people will know, right? Like a lot of people don't even understand crypto and aren't on the internet and are the victim to what people are saying, bro. So I'm trying to give people all the information I can find so you can make your own decision versus you hearing it from one person and falling into a rabbit hole of misinformation. Okay, so this is blue collar. Oh, this is blue collar. Oh, yeah, 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 my guy, blue collar. This allows Circle to the sensitive, essential act like uh, Anchorage Digital, allowing them to custody crypto. It also allows them to facilitate clearing and settlement of transactions. What was Zebec called again? The continuous settlement protocol. Circle would be the bank. Zebec could be very well the ACH TCH facilitator for them. The settlement mechanism with the interoperability of Circle as well as Zebec with Circle patents on parallel block processing and a benefit most see on Solana. This is very well a setting up for Zebec to act as a settlement platform for Circle. Like I'd said, it seems Zebec is bigger part of the Circle payment network than realized. Treasury measurement is one of the use cases for Zebec AI. Hasn't been put to use yet. Is that what we have been waiting for? Simon said Circle wins, Zebec wins. If Zebec is the facilitator for settlements for Circle, they would they not win every time USDC is used? And that is a big plus. I mean, I guess that makes sense. But that's what I'm saying. People are not even understanding what Zibec can do with other um, products, other companies, and other partnerships. Everyone's focused, well, some of these guys are focusing specifically on what Zebec does or doesn't do, much less the partnerships and all the other uh, helping and facilitating they can do on the side that makes money. Like, are you aware that there are different credit card processing companies that help the credit card process transactions, right? Not just the actual card, but there's third-party vendors that make money helping faster transaction processing. As third-party plugins for banks to do ACH transactions that make money per transaction. There's a lot going on that people don't even understand. Crypto, play, halls, balls, super days, been a while, miss you. LOL. What is that? Rings? What is that? Trying to wait for my screenshot to catch up. Actually, I could keep going. Plus laughing. Zebec baby. Crypto is just diversifying my retirement. I have 2 pensions and a 401k through Pipe Fitters Union. Crypto on top of that now. If my folio went to zero, which it won't, I'm still good. Shout out to Hall's Balls for having a plan. That's the other thing I tell people with investing. Have a plan. Have a plan A, a plan B, and a backup plan. Don't put your entire life savings into one crypto and think if it fails, it's over, right? Have a plan and have a backup plan. Do your due diligence and invest in something that if you lose it, it's not going to bankrupt you, right? Don't remortgage your house and have it all riding on one crypto. If you're going to remortgage your house and invest it in a wide range of things, right? Don't invest in one crypto and think it's all good. And also, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe and help get the word out, right? Let's help people, right? Let's help people understand what's going on. I know a lot of people that are scared to death of crypto for no reason, just for the fact that they're listening to these clowns that are trying to scare them out so the bank can buy up more crypto and get rich, right? It's like we are following each other. Zebec is about to melt faces. I won't take any profits, although far up in profits. That'd be crazy to take profits when it has a lot of potential. Yes, ATT all day. I know you're not a Redskins fan. The the Commanders, not Redskins, the Commanders. And yeah, you're right. I'm not taking profit just yet either. Game recognized game, boys. Definitely Hall's balls. People will bow to it. Definitely. I mean, just from reading the tech, Clay knows. Just from reading the tech and understand what it does, that streaming payroll is going to be hard to beat, bro. Except Gita going all in on Gita is okay. Just kidding. I meant Zibik. What up, Peter? Facts. Well, we're Cowboys fans here, so we're our mortal enemies. But no, I'm just playing. But yeah, I know that HTTR, see that all the freaking time. These next 4 months are going to make so many people rich. Do you want to make $20 or 200,000? If you do, just hold all your crypto. Thanks, Josh, the winner. And you're right, right? A lot of people are going to make, like people said about Bitcoin. I explicitly remember several people, family and friends, told me Bitcoin was a waste of time. Bitcoin, I exclusively remember somebody was like, Bitcoin will be bankrupt. And well, Bitcoin will disappear in 2 years. And this was 8 years ago. I remember people were remortgaging their house 8 years ago to buy Bitcoin. These people are probably extremely wealthy right now. And people couldn't fathom why people were buying crypto. Like people talk to me all the time and aren't sure what's happening in crypto. Somebody was like, I hope it does what it's going to do. Or if not, you're going to be extremely sad. And not really. but I believe it's going to happen. So I'm not going to be sad if it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen, right? I'm used to disappointment, guys. Nothing is going to be like, oh my gosh, right? But if it does happen, and when it does melt people's faces, I'd rather be just sitting there like pure smiles, right? Pure happiness versus I would rather be in, not win, than lose out and be super angry. Like people are very angry about not getting into Bitcoin, right? So I was in Bitcoin, I was in Ethereum, and I cashed out and made some money. So, which I'm very grateful and happy and blessed and very appreciative that I had the opportunity to get in when a lot of people were telling me, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your money, you don't know what you're talking about. I was like, bro, I did the research, freaking read these white papers and read about crypto and watched as many videos and understood what I was getting into ahead of time. It wasn't anything that was like, oh my gosh, what is this? It could work. It's not going to work. Bro, I researched it. I knew it was going to work. There was no doubt in my mind. Like people were, oh my God, Bitcoin is almost 100K. Bro, we've been talking about that for decades. Do you think this is something that just popped up out of nowhere? Like the Zebec. Zebec is going to be hard to beat. I don't care what anybody tells you. Streaming payroll is going to be revolutionary, right? Even if they can't do it per second, if they do it down to the minute or down to the hour or even down to half a day, or if it only works daily, bro, that will be life changing. Somebody was like, why would you need streaming payroll but to buy drugs? I'm like, bro, there's all kind of things you could do with streaming. And you don't have to wait 2 weeks to get your freaking paycheck. I think that is the best thing ever. And I know a lot of people, it doesn't really matter, right? Because they haven't been to different social economic systems or been oppressed or been broke before, right? Some people living at home, your parents paying all your bills, you don't know what it's like to be hungry, right? You don't know what it is to borrow money. You don't know what it is for having the car sitting in the driveway because you can't fix it because you can't get paid, or you go to those predatory lenders. I've seen some of them charge up to 5,000% on $1,000 loan. 5,000% on a $5,000 loan on $1,000 loan is freaking ridiculous. And if you could stream your payroll, you would have the money to do things on emergency. Not saying you shouldn't have a savings account and a rainy day fund, but it would help out so many people that are having financial difficulties. 200K sounds good, but the amount I have, I want to see at least 2 million. I hold a nice bag. 2 million, it would be nice, but a million, it would be nice. 200,000 would be nice if you didn't have it, right? You got to be grateful for what you have. Congratulations to all. Yes, sir. Yazin. And I was looking at something that was like the universe blesses you if you are grateful for what you have. If you complain and not happy with what you have, you'll soon lose what you have. But if you're grateful for the little you have, you will be blessed with more because the universe knows you'll actually appreciate it versus a lot of people lose everything because they're not happy with what they have, right? They're like, oh, yeah, I could do more. I could do better. Whatever. Let me get back to the chat, get out this rabbit hole. You will see more FUD. This is just the start. People will be angry because they failed to buy when Zebec was dirt cheap. A few weeks ago, with 1,000, you could have got 1,000,000 Zebec units. I remember the guy 7 years ago begging people to buy $1 of Bitcoin, and people were laughing at him. Now I think he's a millionaire. I think you are talking about Jeremy Da Vinci. I think I remember him saying it. People thought he was crazy. Definitely gonna move from here is Replay Rio. When I lived in Vegas 2018, a guy kept telling me to buy Bitcoin. I was too broke. Yeah, I've been there before, bro, but I'm not missing out on this one. Definitely grateful, not complaining at all, brother. Only stating goals. No problem there. Holding 800K on the road to a million. Very happy for this opportunity. Shout out to Music is Life. So back to Twitter, Poison Clan, Zebec. So this is Crypto Queen, 3 moonshot bags for 2025. Current price is 0035. Base target 10 cents of 28x. Bull target 25 to 30 cents. 71 to 106x. Extreme $1, 285x. That's what I'm talking about. Not sure what MXZ is, but let me get my notes so I can research this later. What is this? MXC and Myra. Actually, I heard a lot of people talking about Myra, but then they stopped talking about it. These aren't coins, these are rocket fuel. Who is ready? This is my main man, 365. Already feeling a great vibe for July. July is going to be spicy. Let's go, Zebec, Ripple, XRP, and all cryptos. Let's freaking go. Spicy. I like it. Okay, so let's look at the bubbles. Alito is up 6.8. HTX is up 4.8. Metal is up 5.3. I'm gonna have to do something on Metal. I need to start researching so I can talk about that. And what was it? XPR? What was it? Dang it. XPR? XPX. I don't remember what this was I was looking at earlier. Let me see. Dang it. XPR. Why is it? XPR. It's not on here yet. XP. Wait, XPR? Tripping. Yeah, XPR. Oh, XPR network. Go ahead and add this to the fold. 002. Market cap 73 million. Gonna keep an eye on this guy as well. Go back to favorites. Okay, so metals up. Petty Penguins up 2.1. Brett's down 11. Peanuts down 10. Cardano's down 7. ZBCN is down 3.4. Tao's down 5. Algo's down 7. Snake is down 8. Ingest is down 7. Uniswap's down 4. Litecoin's down 3. GigaChat's down 7. Ondo's down 5. White's down 5. Spectra AI is down 12. Prime is down 6. XPX 16 is down 12. Let me see. Nero's down 5.9. HBar's down 4.8. Modernize down 6.7. Ton is down 5.3. Pay, which is another one I was into. I pick up some more of that while it's down. Down 5.7. XLM is down 6.3. Turbo's down 9. Mog's down 11.9. Solana's down 6. Jupiter's down 7. XCN is down 3. XPR is down 4.9. ICP is down 5.2. Ethereum is down 3.5. Let me come back to the chat. Grab more metal an hour ago. XPR, brother. Thank you. HTTR. Was that hail to the Redskins? All day, every day, and twice on Saturday. Add loan protocol as well. It's on the same malicious network as Metal and XPR. You said loan protocol. Uh, okay, you said loan protocol. I'm tripping. I'm really up here looking at the thing now. I'm gonna have to get into the XPR game and figure out this loan protocol. So Zebec is down 3% on the day, down 0.27 in the last hour, 17 mil won, 24-hour trading volume down 21%. Last 7 days, 49 in the month, 240.9, 90 days, and 177.4 over the year. So people are talking about it being down 50% in the last 30 days. Although it was up 200%, right? At some point, it's going to come down, guys. It's going to come down for us to pick it up. Mistaking a bag of XPR on the Web Authority wallet. It's at 4.2%. Verse staking rewards in TB, what is it? TYC at what? 27%. That sounds unrealistic, bro. Much as I would love to even take that chance, I'm kind of weary of staking. One of my associates staked 2 million Ethereum on a site that disappeared on him. So I don't know. Yeah, needless to say, this guy ended up in a mental facility. Bro, 2 million Ethereum staked before Ethereum went to thousands. We got an Ethereum when it was like $20 and $40. I sold my Ethereum at like $150. I wish I would have waited. But yeah, so this guy had a lot of Ethereum, right? My little soul helped buy a house. So I'm not sure. But losing it to staking, I would be very, very angry as well, right? So just make sure you guys don't get too far into this and stay humble, right? It could be life changing in a good way or in a bad way. So make sure you guys don't go crazy. Either way, I have to make a new account so I can stake. I might have to check that staking out. I was worried about staking, but I might actually do it. So this is 74,433 current holders. Let me update this just to make sure we're getting newest, latest, and greatest information. This is 74,430. Last 4 hours were up 2 holders, 12 hours 32, 1 day 46, 3 days we're down 17, 7 days we are down 1,552, 14 days 1,232, and 30 days up 841. So I don't know if we're bouncing back yet or not. Let's look at the 5-minute chart. Looks flat. See if we can zoom in a little bit. Looking flat on the 5 hour. RSI is flat at 46.7. RSI base moving average is 41.5. We're building volume on the 5-minute. On the 15-minute, we're losing volume. RSI is down. 40.1 looks like it's starting to move. RSI base moving average is 40.95. 45-minute chart, RSI is up. RSI base moving average is 58.5. RSI is 43.9. We're losing volume on the 45-minute. On the hour, losing volume as well. RSI is flat. Got a green candle at the 003. This is counter. Never noticed that. On 4 hour. Oh, it's telling us last update, I guess. 003 as well. RSI is flat. Got a couple of green candles. I am tripping. Almost forgot about Coin Telegram. It's weird. Let me see. Let's go back to Coin Telegram. So this is Zebec is the reparation coin suiting at 5 million. Okay. Reparations, Mr. Perry. I'm just sharing the info, my brother. No problem there. The principal. Thanks for sharing. Sharing is caring. If Zebec can get to base chain 2, Web Authority wallet safe for staking XRP, my entire bag over there. So the Web Authority and who is that? Principal, where you say you staking at? I'm gonna check these wallets out. At this point, I'm getting wallet madness, bro. I got so much crypto stashed away, I'm probably losing track of stuff. But you said Web Authority wallet. And what was the other wallet? Principal, what was the wallet? Perry, I hope so. I can't wait for Uphold to start staking Zebec. Definitely. Backup plans are hedges, right? Like to smash the like button and subscribe. Thank you, school days. Definitely hit the like button and put a fire emoji in the chat if you know where it's at. You support your main man, BTM. Tau is better heads than Solana. So this is checking out the AI rendering of the price. The Zebec's price dropped 3.9 last 24 hours due to technical retracement, weak altcoin sentiment, and profit taking after recent gains. Technical rejection at the 005, resistance and breakdown below key support. Coin dominance 64.7, siphoning liquidity from alts. Low volume 27.7, amplifying the downside momentum. Technical content, GBIC broke below its 24-hour low at 003 after failing to hold the 005 and the 0052 resistance zone. Key facts Fibonacci breakdown. Price fell below the 615 golden pocket retracement, the 0039 and the 004, triggering stop loss orders. RSI weakness daily 43.1, showing fading momentum after peaking 77 in May. MAC divergence, bearish histogram, expansion at the 0000, a 409 signals increasing selling pressure. Bitcoin is 64.7 in dominance, June 27, 25, and neutral and greed and fear index have kept capital parked in Bitcoin rather than alts. Altcoin season index out of 20 out of 100. Bitcoin season reflecting risk off sentiment. Spot volume. Total crypto spot volume dropped 54.2 weekly, hitting speculative altcoin harder. eBIC turnover 6.3 in liquidity. Scores suggest thin order books magnified to drop. Conclusion. GBX dip combined technical profit taking with sector-wide altcoin weakness. Watch at the 0032 fib level. A sustained break could extend losses, while retracing to the 009 might signal stabilization. Will Bitcoin dominance ease enough to revive altcoin demand? So it said, what is it? The 0039. We are at the 002. I think they said the 0020, 00320, 003. So it might slide down a little further. Let me know what you guys think. You think a pump is coming, or we're going to continue to push down? There was something from Crypto Goon I want to play real quick. Dang it. The shit is this? Yeah, see if we can run this Crypto Goon real quick. See here, see what he has to say.
Going to happen on Google Trends or Google Trends on YouTube Trends is that once we reach maximum popularity at 100, that is when the market liquidates. Okay, so if I head over to Zebec, right, this is right here, and if you follow me on TradingView, I actually did published a chart on this, right, and I'll go to that really quick. Where is Zebec Network? Right here. Okay, this is when I originally did that video. This is actually the weekly chart. In that video, I was on a monthly. And right here, May 31st, now that the hype and FOMO are starting to subside, I am looking for a buying opportunity between the 50 and the 618 areas. So if I press play, look at what happened. Okay, it came down. Again, this is a combination of looking at this data and understanding the actual chart itself, right? So as of right now, we're at 24. Remember, in my older video, I said we need to be under 25 when we start looking for entries. So essentially, I'm looking for another candle to slightly come down a little bit more. Now, this is the monthly chart. So I'm looking for the July candle to make a little bit more of a move down into this area. Then I'll be looking for a buy, okay? So if I head over to Coin Market Cap, when it comes to Zebec, the volume is up 39% in the last 24 hours. Market cap is up 2.23%. And obviously, we know that most people are bullish on it. And of course, you have the people that are super married to Zebec Network. But that's just how, you know, the cult of cryptocurrency is. I call it a cult because that's what it is. If you watch any of my previous videos, I tell you, never get married to any cryptocurrency. We are here to make money and exit, which is what the smart people are doing. You know, a lot of these things aren't investable, if that's a word. They are actually tradable. Okay, most people don't understand that concept, and it's totally fine. Please watch several videos that I put out, how not to lose your money in cryptocurrency, just so you can kind of get an understanding of the other side of this thing. Those of us that are on the other side that actually work directly with a lot of these crypto companies. I am telling you, the majority, and I'm not throwing rocks as a bet. I'm just saying the majority of these cryptocurrencies will not be around 10 years from now. They won't be around 5 years from now. Some of them won't even be around next year. Okay. So understanding that can definitely put you in a better position as far as when you're making decisions to get in, to get out, to buy, whatever it is you decide to do. And I don't always buy these coins. Sometimes I trade them on the spot market, especially if I'm shorting it. Just like Zebec Network, this was the easiest short ever. You just have to look at social media, look at the FOMO, and pay attention to the Google Trends, you know, on YouTube Trends, right? Because now that we're under 25, hopefully we come down a little bit more, and then we move down into closer down here to the 5618 area, and then I'll be looking for a position to, you know, long on the upside. But again, I just wanted to bring you all this. It's the Crypto Goon. I appreciate all my goons for tapping in. You know the vibes. Crypto Goon out.
So shout out to Crypto Goon. I was actually, I thought it would be, I guess we can check.
This is Citicorp Center. In the summer of 1978, it had been open.
I guess we can check out Caesar Gets Crypto real quick, and we'll call
the boys Caesar, and we are talking about Zebec today, ZBCN. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, you guys. It is the first day of July, and here we are at 0035. setting up, 8 hours, 25 minutes left in the day, setting up for what could be a double bottom. And wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something special if we did? I don't think we're going to find a double bottom here. Let me just lay you down gently here. I doubt that we're going to find a double bottom here, but it's possible. It's something that we should consider. And in that consideration, let's go over some targets that you'd like to see if you were to validate this as a low, right? First and foremost, just looking at this here, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I would think if you get above this high at about 0.004, it's pretty encouraging to the thought of this being a double bottom, a low point, and you're not going lower. It's pretty encouraging. Doesn't mean that it's valid. I would think you'd have to get all the way above here before I'm completely convinced, right? We need to see prices at like 0.045 or higher on a daily closing basis, maybe a multi 4-hour closing basis, to convince me that that was the low and that we're going higher. Until then, it's just noise, right? Yeah, you might break out of this downtrend, but so what, right? You've broken out of downtrends before, right? Let's see. Here, you broke out of this one. You even got the higher high, and nothing at all. I mean, I doubt that you'd get this higher high, right? But getting above that, it's possible, and that's why we're talking about it. I mean, if we take this from an overall high here from June 23rd to the low that we just had on June 30th there yesterday, the golden ratio is right here at this area. Again, getting above here, and I didn't know that at the time, but getting above the golden ratio is encouraging, but it's not all inspiring for this to be the low. Getting above the 886, getting above this 100 here, that would very much convince me and compel me to believe that we have found the low. So 0.045 is whenever it's time to party. 0.004, it's when it's time to get a little bit optimistic. Until then, I would expect that you're probably just going to find resistance here at the 382 and continue to work your way down. You're so close, man. You are so close. And this is nothing to get discouraged with, but you're so close to finding your low. If not, you're already there, but I doubt that you are. 1 hour RSI, every time we've been overbought recently, it's been around a relative high point. You've definitely seen volatility. I mean, you can see here, oversold, overbought, oversold, overbought, oversold, overbought. I mean, that's literally volatility as it's defined in the RSI, man. We're getting it in the price. If you're moving up and you're in volatile times, what's likely going to happen? If you move up, you're going to move down. If you move down, you're going to move up. But it's very, very volatile. ZBCN, one of the things we love about it is how tradable it actually has been throughout this whole range. I get it if you're not trading it. And it's probably best, by the way, financial advice, not a financial advisor. Just because I'm saying it's tradable doesn't mean you should try trading it. It might be tradable, but you just might buy the high and sell the low every step of the way. You know what I mean? It is likely best for the average person investing in ZBCN to just hold on to it. Don't sell it, right? Don't try to trade it. Just buy more, if anything. Don't trade it. If anything, if you want to quote unquote trade it, just try to time the lows as best you can. At least don't buy on the highs. And if you're looking at the price, it's a good way if you don't know what you're doing, if you're not familiar with technical analysis, or at least you don't have a lot of experience in it, like less than 5 years or 3 years of experience, I would say trust your emotions, or maybe don't trust your emotions. Does that make sense? Trust your emotions, because they will lie to you. Trust that they will lie to you. Whenever you're excited and you feel like you can't be beat, that's whenever you should not buy. Whenever you're like, damn it, Caesar was right, it's going lower, maybe that's when you should buy. You know what I mean? Like, damn it, here, oh, it's going to happen, it's going to go lower. If you bought there, you'd be catching a nice little pump right now. Nothing too crazy. But I'm just saying, in that kind of aspect, if you listen to your emotions and you go against them, buying might be easier. If you listen to your emotions and you go with your emotions, buying, you're probably going to buy the high every single time. But other than that, yes, it's very tradable. It's nice to see something that's so tradable. 4-hour RSI and MACD and stochastics, they all look like they want to turn around here and go up a little bit more. So that's what you could go up a little bit higher from here, but I'm not expecting anything too courageous, let's just say. Relative high to relative low. Yeah, I think you'll find resistance 0.004 at the highest, probably right here at 0.036, but we'll see. We'll figure it out soon enough. Daily time frame, a lot of bullish divergence forming on this MACD. We love to see it. This is a healthy looking MACD, you guys. You're crossing below the zero, and that's not ideal necessarily, but it's not a big deal. Who cares? You're still forming bullish divergence. And as you are moving lower and you are decaying in bearish momentum, that's nothing to be worried about, right? That's actually really good. Stochastics here, you have bullish divergence forming as well. But we're not really getting that reaction that you'd want to see. I mean, this could, I think the stochastics makes a good argument for this to be the low. I'm not going to lie. But we'd have to see an immediate reaction up. You'd have to see some kind of move that would take you up higher in a very, very short amount of time, like within the next couple of days. 3-day time frame, or no, the RSI. I'm sorry, the RSI is the one thing making me think we go lower, right? We are bouncing at the 40, but we're rejecting the 50. Normally if you bounce off the 40, you would go to the 60 and then bounce. That's like a neutral zone stance. Whenever you bounce at the 40 and your neutral zone's at the 50, that's more bearish, and you're likely getting set up to go to the oversold zone. And that's that's my perspective at the moment. I think that you're going to go to the oversold zone, and with that, you'd probably break out of this range, going to the next range, which we all know is at 0.0029, right? From a low to a high, 0.0293, 0.0295, whatever, something in that area. Again, prepare yourselves. It's very common to go just below the 382. You can wick below the 382 and then come back up and close above it. That's fine. It's totally fine if you do that. Very normal if you do that. So just because you get below 0.0029 doesn't mean that this thing is forsaken or that it's going to zero, right? It just means that it's doing what it normally does, actually finding support there. And maybe you even go down to the 0.5 area, you find support at prior resistance. That's fine too. Tomato, whatever, man. Soon enough, though, right? One thing I can say that I'm pretty confident in, whether or not this is a double bottom, I'm not confident that it is. It looks like one. I'm confident it looks like one, but I'm not confident that it is one. What I am confident in is that if this is an overall consolidation phase here, and it is, we are in the last quarter. We're in the final moments of it, right? So this isn't going to last too much longer. I would assume within the next 2 weeks, if not maybe even this week, we have resolution to the downside. It would be ideal if it happens quicker. By the way, on that note, just with this kind of thought, I know how it is, right? Sometimes you expect a zone to happen like this, and if it's moving slowly, you just kind of expect it to happen slowly. If it went like this, you wouldn't be scared. But if it dumps all of a sudden down here, you might panic. Don't let a fast move make you panic, okay? Or if you do panic, just don't act on it. You want a fast move, right? The best thing could have been if from a high here, you just ripped all the way down here. That would have been your low, guys. You would have been consolidating still. You would have been figuring things out, but you would have had your low already. You'd be building, right? That would have been the best thing ever, is to drop super fast. So don't be afraid of a super sharp drop. Sharp drop are oftentimes good buying opportunities, especially if you're holding for the long term. Don't worry about catching that knife, because if you're as long as you're buying at areas that make sense, trying to catch a knife can be dangerous if you're using leverage and stuff like that. But if you're just buying and holding and waiting, maybe you try to catch the knife, it drops fast and then bounces a little bit, but then it continues to drop. That's okay, because you will recover, you will come back, right? So just hold, buy more, hold more, don't sell. I'll see you on the next one. All right, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all.
Is Hedera and its purportedly revolutionary hash graph
go once again how that plays an integral role in regard to all of it. Let's jump right into the material. First thing that's going to come up is literally from Rue, and it's basically this. Take it away, sir.
So here, Marshall Hayner, shout out to him, CEO of Metallicus XPR. He says, to my knowledge, Web Auth Wallet by Metallicus TDBN is the only way to self-custody assets while proving ownership to a bank. This is made possible with decentralized identity on-chain. Metal is bridging the gap from the credit union, bank, and institution to the blockchain. So this reminded me of something that Simon Babakani, the COO of Zebec, said in his last spaces about compliance. But again, this will definitely set Metallicus ahead of the pack, because they have decentralized identity on chain. This will definitely separate them from the pack. But Simon said something in his last spaces for Zebec, which basically said, and we'll listen to that in just a second, anyone that doesn't have DID integrated into their vertical will be at a disadvantage. So since XPR already has it integrated into their vertical, they're going to be at an advantage. They're going to be ahead of credit unions. They're going to be ahead of any credit unions, banks, or institutions that don't have this. Any credit unions or institutions that don't have this are going to have a harder time to try to do DeFi. They're going to have a harder time trying to do anything that doesn't have a person's identity embedded into it. Okay. So what Zebec did was they acquired a company called GateKnox. Okay. And it's they say on their website, or you can see here, AI powered KYC for Web3. That's just another way in my mind to say digital identity. So Zebec acquired GateKnox and are going to embed DID into their payroll stack and their Zebec cards. Okay. So we'll play right now here for you guys what Simon Babakani said in that Spaces. So this Spaces was June 19th.
If managing your crypto feels like solving a puzzle, it's time to switch to Decent Wallet. It's just a few taps. You can manage, track, and secure your crypto with unmatched ease. And here's the best part. Grab your Decent Wallet at a discounted price by using the referral link below. Don't miss out on making your crypto experience smoother and more secure. It's not playing.
Okay, I think I need to stop and share again. Sorry about that. Stop sharing. And then present. Share screen. Okay, now it should play.
The system.
Well, the GateKnox acquisition is a big win for the Zebec ecosystem. Of course, at Zebec, we are disrupting the global payroll system, which has largely remained unchanged for the past 50 years. With stablecoin regulation now paving the way for the industry to finally see an acceleration in the adoption of crypto payroll, compliance is becoming front and center. And that's really where GateKnox fits in. So compliance, it has to be embedded within the infrastructure of the payment network for this to really work on a global scale. And many payment networks that rely on outsourced providers for compliance will be at a disadvantage to those who embed compliance tech into their stack. And that is exactly what we're doing now as we integrate the GateKnox acquisition into the Zebec tech stack. For us, integrating GateKnox has allowed us to embed KYC and KYB for all Zebec users and partners directly into our flow. So that means that we have complete ownership over the customer onboarding flow. We have complete ownership over the data, which also ensures security of that data. We lower our costs by bringing in compliance in-house rather than paying outsourced providers. And then as we look down the road, this also gives us the potential to white label our own compliance solution to other crypto platforms, as we view this will be a growth area in the market.
So if you guys got all of that, he's saying anybody that doesn't have basically DID embedded into their stack is going to be at a disadvantage. And also by them having DID embedded into their stack, they can white label out that ownership to other cryptocurrencies. So not only are they going to be able to do that, XPR is going to be able to do that as well. So huge for both of these platforms, for both of these blockchains.
I would agree. And it's funny to hear the terminology about white label. I just want to show you guys something real quick. And basically, it's funny. I Google search some of this stuff. So I recently did a video, right? Recently, look at that. It just popped up 4 weeks ago about, what do you see right there? You see this. Yeah, white label. Huh. Kind of funny how all this comes into full fruition, don't it? Or ain't it? Anyway, let's jump back into the Zebec side of things, and let's pull this up. So for one, you heard Rue talk about some of these key things. Let's share with you guys why all this really matters, because there's a lot to it here. So Zebec's compliance leadership team brings unmatched experience, or expertise, I should say, to navigate complex regulations, protect their community. This guy is going to be one of the key focus persons for you all. His name is Dr. Mark Turkington. He's the head of AML transaction monitoring at HSBC. If you've studied HSBC, and especially when it comes to Ripple, XRP, you understand where we're going to go with this. So he has a PhD in countering financial crime. He's got expert in AML, tech, and regulatory strategy. There's some other key people mentioned here. Again, remember how Rue was talking about GateKnox, and like you see here, AI-powered KYC for Web3, right? But it's an architect behind BLIK, and again, global fintech venture. There's another person here, Nick Andrews, CEO of Strata Global, ex-Wells Fargo director, decades in banking, crypto compliance. This is like an all-star team of compliance, right? So their expertise ensures we stay secure and compliant across all of our crypto payment products. Now, again, keep in mind that this just posted just a couple days ago, right? Again, I want to share some key insight with you guys. So Dr. Mark Turkington, non-executive specialist in managing risk, I should say, board advisor, consultant. All right, this is his LinkedIn. Okay, so when I get further into this, remember how we mentioned HSBC? Well, blue collar crypto kind of beat us to the punch, which is fine. We appreciate you. He decided to highlight this from the Zebec announcement, right? So he says HSBC is one of the largest banks in the entire world. True. Has a strong focus in China, India, Singapore, and the United Arab Emirates. Well, keep in mind, Rue, I mean, recently we covered what? The whole thing of Ripple, and was it the Saudi Crown Prince? And some of the big announcements, it was $100 million, if I'm not mistaken, and a particular thing going on with that, especially when it comes to institutional side of things, especially with the Saudis. So there's that, and then now we see this, and it's like, yeah, institutions are strategically aligning themselves for what? Is it these key dates? Some people say it's July 14th. Draw your own conclusions, right? But then when we see stuff like this and about HSBC, it's like it kind of makes you wonder, like, there's something here. Well, let's jump back into what I think. Yeah, there's definitely something here. So I'm going to full screen this. And I want to point out some of the key things from Blue Collar Crypto. Give him a follow, right? Literally, here's his X, right? So it's at Crypto Titan 123. So he points out with Zebec headquarters working closely with JP Morgan, which I'm going to highlight here in a bit, Bank of America, MasterCard, Visa, Ondo Finance, and Stellar, having advisors from both ADP, the largest U.S. payroll company, as well as one of the largest banks in the world, and architect of Blick, the largest mobile payment platform Eastern Europe. Again, also working with Ripple. You don't think they are a crypto diamond? Well, that's your own take, right? But anyway, I think they are. Zebec, not an altcoin, the alt king, right? So again, I think he has, a key thing to mention here. Like, I think he's spot on. I will show you guys again some emphasis on the whole thing of specifically JP Morgan. And I'll show you how in just a bit. I want you guys to understand the terminology. So I want to put emphasis on this ADP thing. So I want to have us both come back for a second, Rue. So you and I recently did a video, and hopefully you guys have seen it by this particular point. We have to render and edit a whole bunch of videos. Highlight some things. We just tell on ourselves just a little bit. Emphasis was ADP in a company called Rail. Okay. To me, this is all making so much sense. All right. So when we jump back into it, I want you guys to keep in mind the terminology, because in the terminology, it's so crucial that you guys don't miss this. Zebec points out in April 3rd, 2024, you may be wondering, why am I mentioning 2024? Because of JP Morgan, that's why. They point out then, they said, join us for the next installment, Future Money series, where we explore intersection of blockchain innovation and TradeFi with Kyle Turovsky, corporate development and strategy at JP Morgan. JP Morgan is an early financial partner, of course, of Zebec, and global finance powerhouse, holds over 2.6 trillion in assets. For a lot of people, you might even be aware of that. All right. For you old school guys, you are. So it says tune in. We are going to tune in. And here's where I want you to listen. I want you to hear this. It's 5 minutes and 41 seconds. And to me, it just pounds on everything. We'll show you the quant connector once again and how all of this comes full circle. You got to hear it for yourself. This is really, really good. Please consider smashing that like. Here we go.
Hi, welcome to Zebec's Future Money series, our newest content series aimed at bringing together thought leaders in the blockchain, AI, and payment space. Thank you for having me. Yeah, so for all of our listeners, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm currently a corp dev, market expansion, real estate professional at GPC. I work closely with some of our newer markets and just like expanding our footprint. Previously, I've also covered financial services and fintech at a hedge fund, and I have a passion for the payment space.
Great. Let's get right into it then. So as you've seen in the market recently, there's been a lot of talk around digital assets and blockchain and payments. How do you see the application of digital assets and blockchain affecting the payments industry?
I think the payments industry has transformed a lot over the past couple of years, but I think there's still a long way to go. There are some issues that still persist today, such as slow transfer speeds, high fees, lack of global remittance products, settlement times, and more. I think blockchain can eliminate these issues by using digital assets, using stablecoins as a payments rail, which I know Zebec does, is a great way to eliminate some of these issues. And I think they can deliver payments at high speeds and lower costs while maintaining integrity and security.
Yeah, that's a great point. And you mentioned that digital assets and blockchain have affected the payments industry. Do you see any other applications for blockchain technology, or anything that you've seen in recent news or expect in the next coming years?
Yeah, so I think there's actually a couple of different use cases. Some of the ones I've started to look into are things that relate to like cybersecurity, decentralized identities, and data ownership. I think that's some of like the next frontier that can really utilize this technology.
More of a broader question then, how do you view the current market and industry dynamics? What do you think is like the 2 to 5 year outlook on the digital assets and blockchain industry?
With that 2 to 5 year time frame, I think crypto adoption and excitement will continue to grow. I still think we're in the beginning phases of mass adoption, but over time there will be a shift where people will look towards different applications for that more decentralized fuel and trying to kind of get ownership back towards the person and away from other things. But that ultimately depends on legislation and regulation as well. I think that's something that we're going to be trending towards, but it's not going to happen tomorrow. Like there's still some time between now and then. I think longer term though, we're start to see BlackRock's tokenization theory come more into effect. They recently released that they launched a new fund focused on real world assets, which can be an exciting entrance into the market.
I'm glad you brought up the real world assets theory. So BlackRock's assumption, and I think many people in the digital asset industry also share this view, is that tokenization is going to be the next phase of adoption. There's going to come a point where you can tokenize any asset, and I think that's going to be a way for, it's going to be another decentralized application. It gives ownership back to the consumer, to the person, and I think that's the direction we're heading, barring any legislation or regulation. And I think that this is also like a use case that most people are excited for, as it kind of bridges the gap between Web 2 and Web 3. So I guess what's another use case in the blockchain and digital asset space that you're excited to see?
I think one of the biggest ones for me is I think money can move instantaneously across the entire world and eliminate the need for some traditional ACH and wire transfers that for some reason still charge fees.
That's a good point. You would assume that after all the innovation in the payments industry, that domestic wire transfers wouldn't charge you a $25 or $50 fee, and that you can still transfer money seamlessly. But as you mentioned, that's not the case. So then I guess we've mentioned some of the applications of blockchain and digital assets, and it seems like the direction we're heading is mass adoption. And as we're slowly approaching that period of time where we think that adoption is going to reach its peak, do you expect ETFs for the top 500 digital assets to be far-fetched? Is that something you envision could happen in the near term, or do you think it's a long-term play?
I think it's definitely possible, but it might take a few years for that to happen. I think once there's been greater adoption, more widespread adoption, and people start to see more stability in digital assets, then I think they're starting to come around to that idea. And I think that's when an ETF for the top 500 digital assets would become more feasible. And I also think people want to own assets directly in a fair and free market where they can buy and sell seamlessly. So having that ETF product would be a great addition and longer term.
Yeah, that's a great point. So then what do you think is going to be the iPhone moment for digital assets? What do you think is going to be the point in time where people are like, okay, digital assets are here to stay?
Yeah, I think that's really going to come down to when the US government approves a digital asset ETF. I think that will signify that crypto's here to stay. I also think that backing of the US government would mean a lot to a lot of people that are currently waiting on the sidelines because they're really iffy about jumping into it.
Yeah, that might be the catalyst that gives consumers the confidence to invest and feel safer about it. I think that wraps up our discussion. Kyle, thanks again for joining our Future of Money series, and we appreciate your views on the payment and digital asset space. You shared a lot of good insights with us today.
So, Rue, I mean, the way I look at it is a lot of people might not even be aware that these particular talks even occurred, but it pounds home so many things that are happening right now, and especially what's coming up here soon with these key dates. Again, the JP Morgan ties. Again, it all comes full circle.
Yeah, I agree. I think more than anything, the compliance that we see coming is kind of a tip off that we're nearly here as far as like with ISO going live. I think companies are getting ready to like have crypto be a real thing that's happening like like daily in the world. Again, he mentioned here the crypto ETFs. We have the crypto ETFs now. Again, we're about to have my ISO 20022, 714, 1122. You've seen all these companies like Coinbase, Zebec, Stronghold up their marketing. Because again, I think crypto will be regulated and legal in America in a way that has never been before. So, the regular normal people can go out and buy and go out and use, but also companies, institutions can now employ and deploy blockchain solutions. So I think it's going to be a very, very fun time for crypto investors. And yeah, if you haven't looked into Zebec, you're doing yourself a disservice, in my honest opinion.
Yeah, no doubt. And, honorable mention, obviously, to Metallicus, XPR, all that, right? Some of you guys are
Yep.
into Proton Loan and all that. The other thing I want to jump into is this. So we talked about this concept, right? The whole thing of, I think, it was mentioned about future of finance, okay? It was one of the key things that was mentioned here before we got to that recording, okay? Keep that ingrained into your head for a brief moment, all right? Because we're always giving you guys some of these examples. Let's pull this up. So again, think about the terminology: limited edition, Gilbert Verdian, Quant Network, car stickers, getting ready for an exciting week, meetings, talks, networking to help shape, quote, the future of finance, all right? I mean, that was a while ago, but again, just fast forward to some of these key things because we shared you guys or with you guys some of the terminology and give you examples, especially when it comes to Zebec, Overledger integration. So show you so many awesome examples, right? All right, now fast forward to the now. In the now for June, we kind of been there and done that. A lot of you guys don't know about this, but some of you quant fanatics do. Their head of partnerships, okay? This is Giancarlo Lima, will be joining a panel titled "Who Will Control the Digital Money Infrastructure?" Okay, event will bring together banking and payment professionals from across the industry. Right. To answer the question, is it game over for fiat currency? And of course, you see here that was June 11th. But interesting to see this. Now, again, let's pound it home. March 4, 2024, the future of money. Again, future of money. And this matches up with what we shared on another outline about Zebec saying basically future of money, programmable money. So again, to me, it just all makes sense. And again, how do we do the whole thing of JP Morgan? Well, I've done it countless times, but we're going to cite this from the Quant Network. It's through programmable payments. Again, programmable money, programmable payments, future of finance, future of money. So it says here, the introduction of CBDCs has added a new dimension to blockchain tech. It will transform the future of payments, businesses, and individuals, where banks needed not to wait for CBDCs to issue their own digital currencies. We've already started to see the likes of JP Morgan instituting programmable payments functionality in their own currency. JPM coin via Onyx, their blockchain platform, the first of its kind. This new functionality is now available to all institutional clients. Again, promises in real time, programmable treasury, functionality, new digital business models. And then the bottom part says the use case is a perfect example. Blockchain tech being used in a way that allows commercial banks to develop new innovative products for the customers following the success of JP Morgan, which of course is seen by adding programmability to payments. And they expect to see more from that in the coming years. Well, yeah, no kidding, right? The other part I want to jump into, just in case you're new to things like Quant, Quant has this whole thing. So, for example, direct partnership with Oracle. Oracle has direct partnership with obviously JP Morgan. Oracle does the infrastructure for literally JP Morgan. Okay. So many things more than just cloud. Quant Network does the infrastructure in regard to a lot of things with blockchain and, with the Overledger, right? They have a direct partnership. It's interesting to see, again, the terminology. And this is why I put so much focus on this. So, integrated banking for Oracle Fusion, ERP. Interesting to see that because, again, maximizing the efficiency of integrated banking services for Oracle Fusion, ERP, offering seamless connectivity, swift bank onboarding, real-time bank and data access, streamlined payments, all while minimizing the technical setup time. Go back to that interview from Zebec, listen to about, the whole thing for the guy from JP Morgan. I mean, again, a lot of this is now coming full circle. And again, the terminology, fusion, common ground with the terminology. Call it a coincidence, call it whatever you want. There's no denying even this. And again, the only people who are going to know about this are the hardcore quant fanatics. Let's fast forward to the now, because in the now, you see here, posted as of May 29th, right? It's called literally from Gilbert Verdian, announcing Overledger Fusion, by the way, world's first layer 2.5 network for institutions and, of course, DeFi. We're unveiling our plans for Overledger Fusion, which is due out any day. Interesting, it's due out any day before the big day of July 14th. Our groundbreaking layer 2.5 network designed to unlock the full potential of blockchains, public blockchains, institutions, enterprise, DeFi ecosystems, and much, much more. The way I look at it is layer 2.5. I mean, my goodness, Rue, the way I look at it is the writing is like always on the wall. I know I keep saying that, but when you look at the terminology and you see how everything matches up, and again, the key dates coming up. Why would they just release this before these key dates? People say that's just a big giant coincidence. I don't think it is. I don't think it is at all, because again, why wouldn't you want to have things primed and ready to go when it's just like that? It's go time. Talk about like the things like the Super Bowl, it's go time, right? So I mean, is this a Super Bowl for us of ISO 222 coins and tokens that are compliant with it and so on, and what they're tied into? Whether there's some people point out that Zebec can become ISO 222. Literally, we saw it in one of the was it Simon Babakani pointed that out, I believe. That they can become compliant. It's on the list. So it's all there, man. It's all there.
And with everything you just mentioned there, this brings up XCN again. Oracle, I think, bought Sun Systems from Vinod Khosla, and Khosla Ventures is a prime investor in XCN. But you also mentioned JP Morgan dollar, which is on Onyx, and different people, including myself, have made the video where we believe that Onyx is kind of related to BlackRock, and that BlackRock's and that Onyx is also related to Onyx, which is Onyx are the people who do XCN. So we think that those networks, those Onyxes are related, right? So big news there for XCN. And then also just mentioning the JP Morgan dollar, that's another dollar that could go into stronghold and be translated into another fiat. So you could put in JP Morgan dollar, get out an American dollar, or get out a euro, get out whatever. So again, all of these different blockchains are kind of interoperating, if you will, for the future of money. Okay. this also brings back in the XPRs of the world because they're teamed with a lot of partners like XPR or XRP. They're teamed with Fiserv, which Fiserv was an initial investor in XEN, and Fiserv just launched its own USD. Okay, so different banks are out here launching their own US dollars, right? And Fiserv is publicly traded under the ticker. I think it's FI. So um, it's going to be a great time for crypto investors coming up this next few months. It's going to be a great time, Max.
Yeah, I always felt as though 2025 was going to be the biggest year, but in reality, it's because of regulations, mandates, and so on. But we're not even close to that full mass adoption where it's like we go to the mass adoption phase and it's just full utility in motion. We're not even at it. We're not even at a glimpse, a taste of that yet. I just want to point that out. I can't pound that home enough. But glad to do this deep dive with Rue. We cover so much this week. Hopefully, you enjoyed these videos for this week of this lineup. And on my platform, obviously a bunch of videos with Jesse, did with Channing. It's been a very busy time to say the least, but always glad to be doing collaboration with my brother here, the one and only Rue Black. So glad to bring it to you guys. Simply do us a solid if you listen to the entire outline and type in this key term into the comments, and that is basically, I'm gonna say Metallicus. All right, Metallicus. And we'll know that you listened to the entire outline. On behalf of myself and Rue Black, we're at Black Rue. Know what you have. Know what you have, I should say. Know why you hold it. And the research trumps FUD 110%. See you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.
I knew you were going to say that anyway. We'll see you guys.
Let's go.
Let's go. Over and out.
Like say a CEO of an organization or president, and you say to them, "Are you better at solving people's problems than anybody else in your space?" That's a question that'll interest them. But if you say to them, "Are you the best content marketer in your space?" They have no connection.
If we don't start communicating this in the same way, we're never going to grow as an industry. And sort of in 2007, put the flag in the ground and said, look, we're going to call it content marketing. And you just see this wave of momentum.
Obviously, content marketing has been around forever, but there's a whole new thing when content marketing collides.
So shout out to Black Rue and who was that? It was Black Rue and let me see. Go back. Dang it, where'd that video go? Well, no worries there, but lost the link. But thanks for joining. This is a longer than normal video. Trying to find that video we're just watching. I hate when it runs into another video and they don't give you the previous video. Let me see if I can find that. I thought I shared it on my page. Let me see if I can go back to Black Rue, see if he listed it on here. There it is. There it is. No, this is something else. Dang it.
What's up, weirdos? What's going on, guys? Good.
Okay, so I guess I can't find it. It's weird. I just saw it. Somebody posted it. Saw it in the comments. But either way it go, I'm not going to hold you guys too much longer. This is a pretty long video. But thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And super chat Appreciate everyone that's supporting BTM Crypto News and Zebec. And let's see if there is any price action yet. Still down 4%. So not a whole lot going on, but maybe tomorrow or later on this week. But just continue to hold and diamond hand. It's your main man BTM signing out. Thanks for joining. It's okay to be different or weird. Maybe you're not different or weird. Everyone else is. But as always, let's get back to the money, guys. And it's your main man BTM signing out. Thanks for joining and stay dangerous. Miner out.